myself, 100% myself, my insecurity. I mean, I think the artist is the most insecure creature on this planet. But it takes a lot of courage to beat that and to defeat the demons in your head or the voice that's holding you back. And instead, go out there and you might find that you might be a voice for many others out there too. You yourself, and you your music, and you your art.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Honestly, we've been wanting you for a while now, so we're really happy that you're actually here now. So, okay, I know everyone knows who you are, but we do need to do that intro.
Sure. My name is Mish'al Tamur, and I'm an upcoming Saudi musician.
Perfect. Exactly, to the point. So we want to know a little bit more about your journey. How did you become who you are? How did your talent experience actually come to where you're sitting right now?
Yeah, I guess it all started when I was 9 years old. I broke my arm really badly. I can show you a scar, actually. Allah يسلمك. And you know, it taught me that everything happens for a reason, because as a result of this injury, I picked up the guitar as physiotherapy. That's how I got into music at first. But it wasn't until 2017 when things started changing here. You know, and I've been writing since that time, since that injury, writing music and stuff, but never really showing it to anybody. But after 2017, I made an Instagram account for the first time. I mean, I'm not a very social person. I'm very introverted. But I thought, why not go for it? Even if I didn't show my face, I didn't even have a username. It was like just clips of music, 10 seconds, 15 seconds of little things that I would write on the acoustic guitar and post it onto the internet. And it never blew up on Instagram. It never blew up on TikTok. But it blew up on SoundCloud. And then people started sharing this music, and I would start seeing rappers sampling the same clips and producers making lo-fi beats out of it. And that's how it all began. And I found out just last month, and it blew my mind really, because it lets you know that anything is possible. I mean, this was with zero marketing, zero anything. And just last month, like, these samples have gained us over 1 billion streams on Spotify alone, which is ridiculous. Alhamdulillah, honestly.
That's a big deal.
And it's cool too, because people don't, like just now we tied one of the songs, the first one actually, Can't Love Myself, I just tied it to the Spotify page. So now when you go on my Spotify page, you'll see one of the lo-fi beats of it. And now people are connecting the dots, because this anonymous person that you may have been a fan of, whether you're listening to the rap song that has the voice in the background or a lo-fi beat with the voice on loop, when you connect the dots, you see, well, wait, who's this guy behind this? It's Mish'al Tamur. That's a strange name. Where is he from? He's from Saudi Arabia, and home is changing.
Actually, perfect segue to the next question. When was your first performance in Saudi, and how did that feel?
My first performance in Saudi Arabia was 2021 Middle East. It was the Soundstorm. And actually, it was amazing. I recognize someone here. You were at my first show. Yes, and you've been at every single show since then. I mean, this is the first time I got to see the people in real life, and you see face to face, and we built like connection. I'm very open with my music. I'm very, it's songs. These are songs that I made, you know, just for myself, honestly, thinking nobody would ever hear them. But then someone heard them, and like now he's one of my closest friends as well. Like I'll tell you that, first fan and closest friend.
What's his name?
He likes to be called Ray.
Ray?
Yes.
Hi, Ray.
Hi, Ray. And yeah, man, I think it's a beautiful thing, and I encourage anybody who's writing music, anybody who's, you know, producing or even DJing, to just put yourself out there. And when you're creating your work, I know it's scary, It's easy to make a song. It's hard to express yourself with a song. Not hard, scary. But let me tell you, it's definitely worth it. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I can imagine. And honestly, is my next question. What is your biggest challenges and obstacles that you face as an artist?
Myself, 100% myself. My insecurity. I mean, I think the artist is the most insecure creature on this planet. But it takes a lot of courage to beat that and to defeat the demons in your head or the voice that's holding you back. And instead, go out there and you might find that you might be a voice for many others out there too. You yourself, and you your music, and you your art.
How can I ask you another question after that? That was so deep. No, honestly, that's amazing, and it is what most talent actually face. So that's a really good one. So then how do you overcome it? Like, of course, you go through so many things in your head, but how do you, like, stop the noise?
I'll be honest, it doesn't stop. It's kind of like a roller coaster. You're really afraid until you step into the roller coaster. And then you just go on this ride, and it's going to have ups and it's going to have downs, but my God, the whole time you're going to feel like you're flying. So who doesn't want to fly?
Very true. Very true. So what's your favorite song? Like, what's a song that really means so much to you and it's you go really deep with?
Do you guys know Nobody Home? That one was actually, and it was this most scary song for me to put out. And like, it even has a confession to my mom in that song, which if you know, you know. And here's the thing, it was actually, it means a lot to me because it was so personal. And if I can put a song like that out, then I can really put anything out. And if you're listening, you can put anything out. Don't let yourself hold you back at all. I mean, I've been saying this a lot throughout the XP, and I'm going to keep saying it because it's what I kept telling myself, honestly. It's, you're going to die one day. Art never dies. So go out there, yeah.
So go out there, exactly.
Go out there, yeah, do it. Make that song, paint that painting. I used to make paintings and burn them actually during The Deep, the chapter that's out right now. I used to paint a lot during this time, and just to get my feelings out of my chest, and then because I wouldn't want anybody to know how I felt, and I just felt the expressing feels good. It's kind of like a release, and so I would burn it after. But I highly encourage you not to burn your paintings, and not to keep your songs in that hard drive forever. I encourage you to share this stuff with the world. You never know who's listening, and you never know who needs it.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, you can continue clapping. It was beautiful. I actually wanted to ask, what advice would you give to the youth, or to baby Mish'al? What advice would you have given yourself?
It's going to be okay. I'm glad you kept playing guitar. And just listen, man. It's a tough one, because when I think of myself as a kid, I mean, if you think I was shy now, I mean, my God. Like, I actually, when I was a kid, the earliest stuff, like the samples, it's also, like a lot of it is sung in falsetto, which is like, that kind of voice. And that's because I didn't want anybody to hear me. I would sing really quietly in my room. I didn't want my brothers to hear me. I grew up in a household with only brothers, so you can imagine what that's like when you're more on the creative side and you're not into sports very much. So if you can relate at all to this, and I don't know if there's cameras, if you're watching this later and you feel the same, and maybe you feel a little bit like you're an outcast or an outsider, you're not. You're not. The world is way bigger than your environment. And you just might have something that can reach that world in a way you never thought. So it's going to be okay. Just be yourself. You are enough, and no one is you. No one can be you better than you. Own it. It's you.
Okay, you're making me. I want to be a musician now.
Yeah, why not?
So at least you're encouraging everyone to be a musician as well.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And honestly, it goes really deep to know that there's hope with everything that you do, to believe in yourself.
You should. You should believe in yourself.
So my next question is, so what's next? What's next for you?
So I'm releasing my first debut album, Home is Changing. And I know a lot of artists, most artists, when it's their debut album, it's self-titled. So this should, in standard terms, be called Mish Al Tamar, this album. But I don't think that feels right, because I wouldn't be a musician today if it wasn't for how home is changing. I mean, my first show ever was here in Saudi, in Middle East, because home is changing. So that's why I'm calling the album Home is Changing. Thanks. I also have really bad ADHD, so it's hard. It's going to be 27 songs, but it tells a story, really. I wrote this stuff. I mean, I spent 2 years during quarantine living in a recording studio about this size. It was like 1 meter by 2 meters, and I would sleep there. I wouldn't leave. A lot of the times I wouldn't know if it was daytime or nighttime. And honestly, I didn't care. I mean, I was just making music. I had a piano there. I learned how to play piano because of that. Drums. I learned how to play drums there as well, and bass, and started producing. And that's when during that time, those 2 years, produced, wrote, and recorded over 800 songs, which is a bit insane, honestly. But
800 songs?
Yeah, over 800. Yeah, it's like 860 something.
Which one saw the light?
So yeah, I curated them because this was like, these are songs, like a lot of them were written even when I was 18 till like 23, but these were during that time is when I actually wrote, like produced them and recorded them and everything in that studio when I had the chance. But it really is like, this is stuff that I didn't want to show anybody, and this was just pure expression. So I didn't realize it until I listened to it after and tried to curate it all into an album. I'm like, my God, this is telling a story. And it's a story of 5 chapters. And the first chapter is The Deep, the one that just came out now. And at first it was just with my friends, my personal friends, when I would like show them, the unreleased songs, and it'd be like, dude, what? This is like, I can relate to this so much. Even though like, they've been here, and I did this when I was away. But I'm starting to realize it's the same thing. Like Saudi Arabia is opening up, and like the young people, there's a story to be told there. And little did I know that, like by accident, I was telling the same story. And then now when the pop-up happened, and like hearing it also from the fans, they're here, and that just blows me away, because it really lets you know. I mean, and you hear this a lot, and I heard it a lot before, but I didn't really, honestly, I never believed it until I saw it myself. If you're an artist, if you're a songwriter, if you're anything, really, delve deep inside. Don't try to appeal to anybody. Appeal to yourself, because only through finding the honesty within yourself and being authentic to you, that's how you connect with others. People, we're more alike than we realize. And I wouldn't be surprised if this story extends beyond Saudi Arabia, because it's just a human story. And for God's sake, we're all human beings.
I honestly think you're not only a talent, you're also a motivational speaker.
Jeez. It's funny, I'm a man of few words.
I'm taking them all out. So is there anything else that you want to add to this?
Anybody here like into like making stuff? Like great? Yeah. Hell yeah. Just raise your hand if you are.
I think the whole audience is.
All right, everybody.
There you
Nice,
go.
nice. So, a note to say it again, and I know I said it before and I will say it again, because this really is the thing that's stuck with me through all of this. Life is finite and it's fleeting. It's short and always fleeting. Art is forever. What you create, it's gonna outlast you. And if you put it out there, it can help so many people. You don't know. And even if it touches one person, who knows? You might even save somebody's life. I loved heroes when I was growing up. And I truly believe that if you're a creative, you are a hero. So start flying.
That was like the perfect sentence to end with. I love this. Thank you for being such an inspiration. Honestly, I actually want to be a talent right now because that was beautiful. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. And thank you for everybody that came.